This is Qtv News and I am Jenna Wasonko. Thanks for joining us. First, the main local and sports news headlines. The Ministry of Agriculture has issued a warning to unauthorized entities engaged in groundnut buying directly from farmers and exporting the produce out of the country without following due process. Over the weekend, as part of his ongoing tour of project sites, the tourism minister inspected ongoing works at Kirbach and the Wasu Stone Circles and visited former President Jawara's family home in Barajali. A former Accountant General Aliu Job revealed at the TRRC that he was promised by Ndur Cham to be the lead in a civilian government if they had succeeded in removing President Jammeh in the 2006 attempted coup. And we will also hear from a former Deputy Inspector General of Police who was given a death sentence for his alleged part in a different coup plot. A two-day citizen town hall meeting to develop and produce a council demand charter for Kanifing Municipal Council is currently underway. Takaful Gambia Limited on Saturday held its annual general meeting and profit sharing with its clients who made no insurance claims throughout the year. In sports news, the president of the Confederation of African Football, Ahmed, has been banned for 5 years by FIFA for breaching various codes of conduct. We will also bring you the latest from the WAFU Zone Under-20 tournament, where host Senegal are through to the semi-finals after their thumping 5-1 victory over Gambia and the Silly Junior of Guinea's victory over Mauritania. Those were the top stories, and now the news in detail. Do stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Now the local news in detail. The Ministry of Agriculture has issued a warning that certain persons and private entities are engaged in groundnut buying and directly from farmers and eventually evacuation of produce outside the country without following due process. More in this report.
It has been brought to the attention of the Minister of Agriculture that certain persons and private entities are engaged in groundnut buying directly from farmers and eventual evacuation of produce outside the country without following due process. The general public is hereby reminded that purchasing groundnuts directly from farmers is limited to the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, formerly Gambia Groundnut Corporation, through approved cooperative primary marketing societies across the country. Therefore, individuals or institutions that intend to purchase groundnuts during the 2020-21 groundnut marketing season should register with the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation to have the mandate to be engaged in the buying process. It is illegal for anyone or institution to engage in groundnut purchasing without a valid registration certificate issued by the National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation. Anyone in violation of this proclamation will face severe penalties, which will include impounding purchase consignments. The ministry would like to remind the general public that the price of groundnut for the 2020-21 cropping season is $20,700 per metric tons as a result of the subsidy provided by the government of the Gambia. It is therefore prudent and imperative that the groundnuts produced remain in the country for the benefit of the national economy. By a copy of this press release, the Inspector General of Police, Director General of Immigration, governors, district chiefs, and alcalos are to take note and act as appropriate. Reporting for Qtv News, I am Aliu Sise.
As part of his ongoing tour of project sites, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture on Saturday inspected ongoing works at Kirbach and the Wasu Stone Circles. As we hear in this report by QTV's Ansumana Isunyasi, the Minister also paid a visit to former President Sir Dauda Karaba Jawara's family home in Barajali.
Continuing his tour of tourism facilities and inspection of ongoing works at various heritage sites, the Minister began his day-long engagements on Saturday with a brief stop at the outskirts of Qtv in Lower Salem, where he engaged officials of the National Road Authority and project contractors overseeing the construction of new roads in the area. These are in line with the ministry's plan to build a modern hotel or resort on top of the hills in the near future. From the hills of Qtv, Minister Bah visited Kirbach and Wasu, where he inspected ongoing works. While registering appreciation, he urged both communities to take ownership of the sites, describing them as an important part of our history that must be jealously protected.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we have to also empower Gambian contractors, because whatever they do, whatever they have stays in the country. And then they will also encourage them to improve on quality. And I'm sure that all the projects I've seen Jigo completed, they are of very good standard.
From the stone circles in Kirbach and Wasu, the delegation also visited the family home of former President the late Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara in Barajali. Here, the minister was received by the Jawara family before he was taken on a conducted tour of the ongoing works at the house where the former president was born. In order to preserve it, the house, which was first built by the former president's father around 1920, is now being renovated by the NCSC. Ansumane Sonyasi for Qtv News.
Testifying before the TRRC Commission on Monday, former Accountant General Aliu Job revealed that he was promised by Ndur Cham to be the head of a civilian government if they had succeeded in removing President Jammeh on the 2006 abortive coup. Babakar C has the rest of that.
Aliu Job began his testimony with a rundown of his educational background before confirming his role in the Ndur Cham-led abortive coup of 2006. Job told the commission that the late Ndur Cham is a close friend who in 2005 informed him of his plans to overthrow the Jammeh regime. According to the witness, Cham had told him that when the coup succeeds, soldiers will return to the barracks and he, Job, would be made president. When the coup plot failed, Ndur Cham left the country and Job was arrested and taken to the Mile 2 prison and later to the NIA headquarters where he faced a panel of investigators. The witness said he was accused of having been sent by Ndur Cham to convince then head of State Guard to join the coup. Job strongly denied the allegation, which resulted in him being tortured by the junglers.
They started beating me. Sticks.
Banta.
For a very long time. And, finally they stopped.
When the junglers came for him for the second time for another torture session at the NIA, Job said he confessed about what he knew about the coup, thinking that he would be spared, but the torture continued.
Within that 3 days, every night I'm beaten. Mercilessly. With a lot of questions. Because they believe that maybe I know almost everything.
Job further stated that he was later asked to make a statement in front of the cameras to apologize to Jammeh so that he could be released.
I know I have indicated that
Ndur
Cham told me about the coup and threatened me that if I have to leak it, because I told him I'm not going to talk to Famara, he's going to deal with me. That I said.
After spending 90 days at Mile 2, Job and others were taken to court and charged with treason. He was sentenced to 20 years in jail. While serving his jail term, Job was also taken to the NIA to explain what he knew about Lantombong Tamba's involvement in the 2006 coup plot. He denied having knowledge of any such involvement. Due to the effect of bad food at Mile 2, Job said he was operated on at the then RVTH. He also developed sight problems due to being kept in the darkness for a long time. He was finally pardoned by ex-President Jammeh after serving 9 years and 4 months in jail. Babakar C, Qtv News.
A 2-day citizen town hall meeting to develop and produce a council demand charter for Kanifing Municipal Council, organized by Action Aid, supported by UNDP, is currently underway. I attended the opening and let's take a listen. The town hall meeting is part of activities in implementing a project called Governance and Leadership Strengthening Inclusive Citizen Engagement for More Accountability Governance in the Gambia, 2020 to 2021. The town hall meeting is a follow-up to a recently concluded simplification of regional strategies, which was done by consulting with councils. The meeting brought together representatives from various wards and youth committees across the KMC to understand council strategies in order to formulate demands. The town hall meetings are crucial in a democracy because it's one of the effective ways of directly holding elected leaders accountable. Officials of the Action Aid say the consultation is apolitical. Kajali Jane, Deputy CEO KMC, says the interface is important because his council wants to know if they are going by the aspirations of Gambians living in the Kanifing municipality. Fatim Jangha is a participant from the Latrikunda Youth Committee, and she calls on the Kanifing municipality to concentrate on building more recreational centres for youth. At the end of the two-day town hall meeting, a signed copy of the local demands will be presented to the mayor of KMC for implementation. According to the organisers, there will be a media accountability engagement on the implementation and impacts of the demands produced by the participants. Reporting for Qtv News, I am Jennifer Sonko. We will go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, the news continues with some more local news stories. Do stay tuned. Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is Qtv News. Now, the former Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mamadou Gueye, on Monday told the Truth Commission that he was sentenced to death after being accused of sending a spy to Farafenni barracks to smuggle arms into the country to plot a coup to topple the government in 2009. Babakar C reports again.
The former DIG Gueye said he was accused along with former CDS Lantombon Tamba of sending a spy. Gueye said when he was invited to the NIA headquarters, he vehemently denied the accusations. The said spy, a boy, was shown to him at the NIA, but he told them that he never knew that boy. After being released to go home, Gueye said he was again invited, but this time he was detained. He added that he was later taken to Mile 2 with Lantombong Tamba and others. After refusing to confess, when asked to do so by the NIA, Gueye said he was tortured.
What happened to you after they put the plastic bag over your head?
Then after they put additional plastic bag on my head, and I was just reciting the name of the Almighty Allah, and there I was pushed on the ground, and they started beating me, but I was just reciting the name of Allah. And then it was then that Alaji Mod asked them to stop.
After spending months in Mile 2, Gueye says he was taken to court and charged with treason. He said only one person testified against him, namely the alleged spy, Ibrahim Amare. While his court hearing was going on, Gueye said he was one day taken to the NIA headquarters, and the then director, Numo Kujabi, and others tried to convince him to testify against Lantombon Tamba so that the former president will pardon and reinstate him.
And they told me that they were sent to me by the president. Jammeh,
President Jammeh, President Bawon mo len yoni ci man.
To be a witness.
Pour ma nek sédé.
And if I agree to be a witness,
su man nango nek sen sédé.
I can be given money.
Dinañ ma jox xaliss.
I could be made the IG.
Dinañ ma def ma nek njiti police.
Or I can be even given an ambassador position.
Wala sax ñu jox ma place ambassador.
After his refusal, the witness said the court sentenced him and others to death. He said they appealed the case, and later the verdict was commuted to life in jail. The witness said they were supposed to be executed when the 9 death row inmates were executed, but thanks to the intervention of their lawyer, Sirif Tambedu, they were exempted. Mamadou Gueye said he served 6 years and some months in jail before ex-President Jammeh on a July 22nd celebration, announced a pardon for all political prisoners. Babu Karsi, QTV News.
Takaful Gambia Limited on Saturday held its annual general meeting and profit sharing with its clients who made no insurance claims throughout the year. Omar P. Jallo has the rest of that.
The event began with the recitation of the Holy Quran to thank Allah for all the blessing since Takaful Gambia Limited began operations in the Gambia in December 2007. Takaful Gambia Limited is the only Islamic insurance company in the Gambia and West Africa so far. The system of Islamic insurance as a business is based on the Islamic profit-sharing philosophy of Al-Muqdaraba. In this regard, clients of Takaful are entitled to earn returns on the contribution of premium paid in consideration of their participation in Takaful products subject to the declaration of profit. At the ceremony, the General Manager of Takaful Insurance Gambia Limited, Tijan Toure, said it is an obligation for them as an Islamic insurance company to share out profit among their clients based on the values and ethics of fairness in Islam.
The customers are the one bringing in the funds to participate in a pool, and the operators will share the pool among the participants to anyone who is having any risk during the period.
Under Islamic law, riba can be roughly translated as usury or unjust exploitative gains made in trade or business. Riba is mentioned and condemned in several verses of the Holy Quran and also in many hadiths. The operations manager of Takaful Gambia disclosed that this year they will be sharing over $2.7 million among 60 clients who have been insuring with them and having made claims throughout the year.
The manner how the profit is being paid is being apportioned based on their contribution towards the pool. You know, if we had 2.7 million to pay out, that is distributed amongst those who haven't lodged a claim based on the contributions they have made towards the pool. So that's how it is being done.
Islam forbids hoarding money and encourages investing it in various business activities, thus achieving prosperity to the society as a whole and profit to its owner. Islam encourages Muslims to invest their surplus money either directly or by giving it to others who have the experience to invest it. Speaking on the Islamist perspective of insurance, Qadi Omar Sekar said the system of Islamic insurance is based on the concept of takaful, which means joint guarantee. He adds that with this system, policyholders will be entitled to earn revenue on the premium in considerations of their use of products.
So that means that is the main focus and the main concept of Islamic insurance, where the people coming to insure their life, their properties, they are the one who insure each other.
Takaful has a broad selection of insurance policies tailored to individual risk and aligned risk, which could be faced in the Gambia. The policies include banker Takaful, fire, travel, personal accident, marine, medical and general car insurance policies that cover most liabilities. Authorities at Takaful say membership is open to all, irrespective of their religious beliefs. All investment choices and operational issues are supervised by a Sharia Advisory Council in the Gambia. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
We will take another short break, and when we come back, we will take a look at sports news. Do stay tuned. Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. Now on to sports news. The president of the Confederation of African Football, Ahmed, has been banned for 5 years by FIFA for breaching various codes of ethics. His ban comes 4 months before the CAF elections in March 2021. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that.
The World Footballing Governing Body, FIFA, announced Ahmed's ban on Monday, 25 November for what it said was breaching duty of loyalty, offering and accepting gifts or other benefits, abuse of position, and misappropriation of funds pursuant to the FIFA Code of Ethics. The investigation into the 60-year-old Ahmed's dealing as CAF president from 2017 to 2019 concerned various CAF-related governance issues, including organization and financing of an Umrah pilgrimage to Mecca, his involvement in CAF's dealing with sports equipment company, Tactical Steel, and other activities. As a result of the ban, Ahmed, a FIFA vice president, is sanctioned from participating in all football-related activity at both national and international level for 5 years. Mr. Ahmed has also been fined $200,000. He has previously denied any wrongdoing. The Malagasy, who has denied any wrongdoing, can appeal his sanctions at the Court of Arbitration for Sports once he has received the full grounds for the decision, a process that can take up to 60 days. The ban of Mohamed, the most powerful man in African football, comes 4 months before the CAF election in March 2021. Last month, the former head of the Madagascar's FA announced his intention to seek a second term in office. This is now in major doubt as Mr. Ahmed, who was elected CAF president in 2017, will have to pass an eligibility test to resume his place on the FIFA Council. It remains to be seen how quickly Ahmed will recover from this blow, as any chance of re-election will be dependent on not only winning his case at CAS, but also ensuring the said appeal is heard early enough to allow him to be confirmed as a candidate. His very candidature will also send a very bad signal to the rest of the world in having someone so severely sanctioned remain at the head of African football. What is certain is that this announcement has put African football in the spotlight for the wrong reason, and again reinforced the perception of corruption at the continental football governing body by those who are meant to protect the integrity of the game. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Hosts Senegal through to semi-final of WAFU Zone Under-20 tournament after their thumping 5-1 victory over neighbours Gambia. Our reporter Mamadou Gajaga watched the game at Lejord Stadium in Chess, and he now reports.
The Senegambia derby sees host Senegal put on a quality display in a game which saw 4 penalties, a red card and many bookings. A 4-minute Samba Jallow strike gave the Junior Teranga Lions the lead towards the end of the first half. Mamadou Bojang converted a penalty for the Gambia, only to concede a penalty 2 minutes into the first half stoppage time. John Lopez scored from 12 yards, ensuring the host went into the break 2-1 up. The tackle in the box, which conceded the penalty, so skipper James Gomez booked, and he will later be sent off in conceding another penalty. Just as the Junior Scorpions thought they could spring a surprise comeback in the second half, they conceded again as Senegal exploited their right back position as the weak area. After the restart of the second half, John Lope cut through in the right and fired in a beautiful shot from the right in the 47th minute to extend his side's lead, making it 3-1. Ahmed Madefo added a 4th before Mohamed Ba misses from the penalty spot. Following James Gomez foul in the box, he was shown a second yellow card and sent off. Already facing an uphill task, the visitors now found themselves having to play the final 35 minutes of the second half with 10 men. Late in the game, Senegal added to their goal tally through Ahmed Madefo with a low shot in the 89th minute. The visitors had their moments in the game. So of some good approach play, they managed to connect from the back to the midfield but lacked the firepower up front. Gambia coach Matar Mboj says his side had a game plan which didn't work because their opponents punished them before they settled, especially when they conceded a penalty just before the break.
Yeah, for us, we managed to watch the first game that Senegal played. So we had a game plan in terms of putting them under pressure because we knew that they would be coming out to make sure that they have the 3 points today. So we wanted to try to capitalize on the spaces that would be left behind. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the game plan for us to lose a goal so early, but the boys, they showed strong character to come back and equalize. We played some good football, earned the penalty, and it went to 1-1, and I think the moment of the game was when 2 minutes are left in the first half. We had to close, but the Senegalese managed to have an opportunity. And
in contrast, it was all praises to his players after a brilliant performance for Senegalese coach Youssoupha Dabo.
Aussi, dans ce match, nous a un peu libéré, en tout cas libéré beaucoup de garçons, parce que c'était pas évident. de revenir.
By thanking my players, it was a very nice game, a very tough game, and we played the game very cleverly.
They had won all their previous matches against their neighbors since 2015, a stretch of 5 years. Game over between Senegal, the host, and Gambia, the visitors. It ended 5-1. It could have been 6-1 because Senegal missed the penalty. And a red card for the Gambia, the captain, that is James Gomez, going into the final game against Sierra Leone, is win or you are out of the competition for the Gambia. How will Coach Matar Mboj approach that encounter? This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Inco. Mamadou Gajaga, reporting for Qtv News from Lat Dior Stadium in Thiès, Senegal.
The day before the Gambia game, Guinness under-20 Silly Junior laboured to a 1-0 victory against Mauritania in Saturday's Group B clash in the ongoing WAFU zone under-20 in Thiès, Senegal. More in this report.
It took only 8 minutes for Abdurrahman Ba to put Guinea in the lead with a close-range finish when he was left on mark in the box. After the lead, it appeared the Ghanaian side had more energy, attacked with intensity. Momo Faye Toure could have doubled their lead but wasted his effort when he was clean on goal. Mauritanian goalkeeper Mohamed made a brilliant save to parry his shot for a corner. Despite their first-half dominance, Guinea went into the break with just a slender 1-0 lead. In the second half, though, the young Murabitoons had their moments. El Mami Teta missed a chance at the near post, while Omar Mbarek cut through the defense. Teta's shot went wide, much to his dismay.
J'ai vu la différence, d'ailleurs j'ai félicité l'entraîneur.
Guinea coach Jambobo Balde, who played 52 times for his country's senior side, says his side were stretched by the Mauritanians.
Jouer ces genres de match contre la Guinée.
By Ba, the Mauritanian coach, says they were not able to deal with the intensity of the game, and he also blamed the pitch, saying they are used to playing on synthetic turf, not grass. Despite the misgivings of their coach, the Mauritanians had great control of play midway through the second half, with some eye-catching, skillful football. Mauritania are using this competition to prepare for the CAF Under-20 Championship, which they will host next year. Guinea were able to hold on to their lead going into their Monday match against Mali, who had 15 of their squad test positive for coronavirus. It is not clear if Mali's team will be tested again and whether they will be able to take part in this tournament. Guinea-Bissau were awarded 3 points and 2 goals due to Mali's team's COVID-19 nightmare on Saturday. Host Senegal play Gambia in this evening's Group A fixture. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Inco. Mamadou Gajaga, reporting from Thiès in Senegal.
Before we end this news bulletin, let's take a quick look at our main stories. The Ministry of Agriculture has issued a warning to unauthorized entities engaged in groundnut buying directly from farmers and exporting the produce out of the country without following due process. Over the weekend, as part of his ongoing tour of project sites, the tourism minister inspected ongoing works at Kirbach and the Wasu Stone Circles and visited former President Jawar's family home in Barajali. A former Accountant General Aliou Job revealed at the TRRC that he was promised by Ndour Cham to be the lead in a civilian government if they had succeeded in removing former President Jammeh in 2006 attempted coup. And we also heard from a former Inspector General of Police who was given a death sentence for his alleged part in a different coup plot. A two-day citizen town hall meeting to develop and produce a council demand charter for Kanifing Municipal Council is currently underway. Takaful Gambia Limited on Saturday held its AGM and profit sharing with its clients who made no insurance claims throughout the year. And in sports, the president of the Confederation of African Football, Ahmed, has been banned for 5 years by FIFA for breaching various codes of ethics. We also brought you the latest from the WAFU zone, our under-20 tournament, where host Senegal are through to the semi-finals after their thumping 5-1 victory over Gambia, and a report on Silly Junior of Guinea's victory over Mauritania. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us at 10 for another bulletin. Thanks for watching.